Hello, everyone. This is Marduk the Gamer, and welcome to Space Engineers Road to 10,000 Hours, Episode 15. And holy smokes, has it been a long, long week. So last Wednesday, I was supposed to post this episode, and then I got a shoulder injury, a bit of a sports injury, from going too ham at the gym. My arm locked up, my right arm, to the point that if I were wearing a sling, it would have been comfortable. But I tried to be Mr. Tough Guy and just didn't go deal with it or anything. So that took 2, 3 days to really recover. And I was trying to save all my energy for work because, work pays me. So I gotta kind of give them priority. And then it came into Labor Day weekend, and I was like, all right, Labor Day, Monday, I'm going to get in and make all this stuff good. And, yeah, that didn't happen. I was like, what happened is that I slept in for a whole bunch of hours, and then I went over to a friend's house, and they had just gotten the Resident Evil board game. I think it was the Resident Evil 1 board game, and they had gotten the super massive deluxe all out edition. And so it was just like 4 or 5 hours of shooting zombies and exploring the mansion, and it was a good time. I played Kenneth Sullivan, and for this they gave him the master, the knife mastery, and so I was just shanking zombies all day long. It was great. Walked into a room, spawned a Cerberus and a zombie, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be bad." And then I just managed to crit on my next two rolls and shanked both of them dead, and that was like, boom. So that was pretty good. We were only playing, I think, on normal difficulty, but I think we could have handled it if we'd gone to a higher difficulty. It's also the energy drinks. I'm a big fan of energy drinks. I did Monster constantly for years at a time, and finally realized that it was just not working. It was giving me these terrible indigestion burps all the time. So I went to Rain, and Rain seemed to be doing well for a couple of months, but it just started building back up this sort of terrible indigestion that I could only fix by getting like the super alkaline water. So I'm trying to cut the energy drinks and then go back down to coffee, which is a huge difference in the amount of just energy and focus I get out of it. And it's going to be, it might be 6 weeks to a month. Well, a month to 6 weeks until everything sort of sorts back in my brain. But that's just part of life, man. You got to do what you got to do to make everything work. And speaking of what we got to do, let's build. Here is the outline of what this Jeep is going to look like. I've got 4 of the 5x5 wheels, and I've actually connected them together right at the middle. And I'm building off of their sides, and I don't have anybody to ride in the second seat, but I'm putting a second seat anyways. And then I've got this nice sort of car frame underneath where I've got that's holding together the 2 seats. And then I wanted 2 cargo in the back. And then I believe, I'm trying to remember, do I have I don't think I have the hydrogen tanks installed yet. But I'm going to go ahead. This is just the sort of basic design, but once I get ready, I'm going to go ahead and mess with this a little bit more. Yeah, I'm going to put the batteries underneath. Everything's going to basically be underneath, which is kind of dangerous, putting the components right on the frame like this. Because if I hit the ground the wrong way, or if I get the tires level, but I hit sort of a hump in the middle of my frame, I could basically snap this whole thing in half. Depending on how straight the impact is. So that's going to make things it's going to make things a little bit difficult. Yeah, I take a look at this and I realize, you know what? I should probably put those tanks under the cargo, because what I can do is I can line up those small, shoot, what are they called? Small cargo ports, that's what they're called. Good grief. Line up the small cargo ports underneath the bottom, and then I can have my whole sort of cargo line going underneath the bottom. Right. But first, yeah. Yep. Nope, that's not it. Because you gotta have it. I gotta have it going towards the back. Because this is a. Normally, I build things with a sort of like a 3x3, so that there's a center block that goes through everything. But this is actually a 2x2 sort of build, because there's the blocks are there's no middle block, so everything is has that symmetry. So it's a little bit hard for me to think about how to put things where I want them to make that all work, because I'm so used to running off the middle. Because if I run off the middle, that middle line, I just put all the conveyor tubes right there. But when I've got this sort of symmetry, I have to plan a little bit more where things are going. And the best thing to do is, or at least when I was building this, is to go ahead and set that through line so that it'll come right underneath the middle of those cargoes. See? Just like that. And then I can put these conveyor tubes around the back of the cargo, and then have it hook up to a small connector on the back. Because I figured out there is, I don't know what mod is doing it, or if it's just a new base plate, but the ejector now works as a small conveyor. So I can just connect that to things without having to do the whole really difficult and risky rotor hookup, which is nice. Because I was not a big fan. Well, no, I was kind of a fan. I like the idea of just connecting up to the rotor. That's kind of cool to me. I had a friend, and we were on a server where we were doing a deep mine plan, and so we had the large it was small block cargo haulers. They had an advanced rotor top that would hook in to the garage and get power, and then we had a connector that would be underneath. It was kind of and that thing was all heavy blocks, like the entire frame, because we had so much problems, so many different problems with just driving and things breaking. We built the whole frame out of heavy armor blocks. But I think that was, good grief, that was years ago at this point. Man, it was a long time ago. And so I think the way that the planets interact with blocks is a lot more gentler nowadays. So I feel more comfortable having light armor blocks, which also makes the whole vehicle lighter, which means it's faster to accelerate and more powerful. Now, see, I'm looking at this going like, oh yeah, I'll put the engine up front, yeah? But you can see there's not really room to put it there and pipe it up. So eventually I'm going to realize, why don't I just put this design of the engine, and I'll just put it in the back. Yeah, here we go. I start looking and I'm like, you know what? That actually, yeah. It does look a lot better, don't it? Yeah. See, I got the space, I got the blocks, and it will actually fit right there. And these wheel blocks are a little misleading of like where their hit boxes are. You can almost, like, they are I think it's two across, 3 tall, but it actually seems like you're able to put blocks kind of through them, almost like you're super gridding, but not really, because it's small block instead of large block. Yeah. Oh, that's not gonna work. All right. Yep. I'm gonna put an elbow joint right into the side of the cargo. I don't catch it on the first one. Will he catch it on the second one? The answer is no. He does not catch it on the second one. Oh wait, he looks through the hole. He looks through the hole and then realizes the problem. Oh man, you gotta love future person looking at old person going like, bruh, you did the dum dum. You did the dum dum. Okay. Yeah, you gotta cut it out. Yeah, there you go. You gotta grind it out. All right. This is a little bit better. Now we're talking. All right, small conveyors. And then they can just go right across the side. Boom, boom. Pull out that hydrogen engine. And bam. Now that is 500 kilowatts of power. How much is that in horsepower? You know, that's it. I'm going to look that up. I'll be right back. Okay, so if I did this right, 500 kilowatts is 670 horsepower. That sounds like a lot of horsepower. And, well, according to the Google, the average horsepower of a car ranges from 180 to 200, depending on the vehicle's size. So this vehicle is, well, it's kind of small, but it's a little heavy because it's, how to describe it? It's built sort of like a funky, I want to say it's built like a funky Tesla because it's got all the batteries. But it is closer to like a train engine because I believe the train engines now, they run on hydrogen. They have like a hydroelectric engine. So this thing is, I really don't need the hydrogen engine to run this sucker. We're basically running a small racing car. Which reminds me, I have this idea. I've been thinking about this. I'm thinking about doing like a weekly crash episode where it's just like either building cars or grabbing cars out of the Steam workshop and just driving those things off a cliff. Just for fun, just for, you know, shits and giggles, baby. Because I think that would be hilarious. It's just like, it's kind of like those, they're those, I think they're Australian. There's this Australian crew that just drops stuff off of like high towers. Like they drop swords and cars and anvils and or all sorts of ridiculous nonsense. And I'm thinking, you know, that could actually be kind of fun. It could be kind of fun. So I'm thinking I might do that. I might start getting that ready to go. Probably, I say next week, but, you know, life comes at you fast. Life is crazy. Why did I put that on there? I think I take that off pretty quickly once I realize, oh yeah, I'm just not going to do that. But yeah. This is pretty much the full design. I've got all the batteries and all the other stuff. Yeah, now I just need to actually build it out. And I'm thinking about leaving that middle open, but in the end I realize, you know, it's just not a good idea. I shouldn't leave it open. And it's just extra space that I could actually put more useful components. Because I think I've got I don't think I have any gyros on at this point. No, I've just got the, is it 6 batteries or 12 batteries? I think I got the 12 small batteries at this point. So, this is not the final design, but this is me going over it and thinking, all right, do I really have everything? I've got 4 tanks. Okay, if I throw these gyros in there, I'm trying to figure out where I should put the gyros, and I'm thinking, just underneath, kind of hide them, because I want this to look carish, and gyroscopes sitting out in the open does not look very carish. It looks very if they're out in the open, it just looks weird. Because I don't know, you don't really see gyros on cars. You do not see the gyroscopes in cars because in cars they're called microelectric mechanical systems gyroscopes. They're really small, and they do actually put them in cars, especially self-driving cars, which this is supposed to be because I put a remote control in it. Yeah, so the more you know. I thought that was kind of cool. And yeah, I typed it in Google and suddenly I was bombarded with papers. So, yeah, there's something you all could have fun researching. But I'm going to go ahead and put this thing together and we'll be back for test drives. Alright, let's see what the first test drive does to us. Got everything set up here. I still have that rotor connection in the back. I added the timing blocks because I'll use those to turn it off and on. But man, those tires are huge. Okay, here we go. Vroom, 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 vroom. Yeah, gets up to a nice good clip. All right, 44 meters per second, pushing 45. Pretty good. All right, let's just climb. Let's just climb a mountain. Let's see how good we can do. All right, drop into 25. Oh man, no, we can actually just climb mountains. We can climb mountains with this guy. But if we can climb the mountains, how do we do jumping the mountains? Oh, okay, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Let's try it again. Okay. Hey, I think, didn't I crash? Oh, nope. Oh, man, what a bummer. I think I was indecisive on that one, and that's what happened. All right, 0 deaths. We have 0 deaths. Oh, okay. Jeez, I crashed it so quickly. I want a redemption as soon as possible, but I can't. Okay, I'm just gonna crash it again. Oh my god! Not even 1 minute. Not even 1 minute to fail. All right. Third bloody time is the bloody charm. Let's do it. Okay. So far so good. Scroll the camera back. You're getting all the jitters. Yeah, there's something about like being too close in on the vehicle. You get really bad jitters. Man, I think what I was doing at the time is that instead of like hitting the turn, I was hitting the gyroscopes. So I was like unintentionally trying to swerve as hard as I could. Okay, here we go. Now let's climb the cliff. We're going at about 38. Man. Oof. I think I'm just not used to this much power. Because I've been driving the Thunder, which I can just barely control. I've crashed it who knows how many times at this point. And then the mobile refinery, I've got to be real gentle. Because if I screw that up, I'm screwed. But just having a little joyride with this sucker. Oh man. Get out into the open. Hit up 40 meters per second. Man. It's just kind of a dream. Yeah. Oh yeah. Nailed it. Oh yeah. Yeah. Mm. Here we go. All right. Just some simple hills. Oh no, we're going into the trees. This is a bad idea. Ooh. Got nice and airborne on that one. Oh. I'm finally like, okay. I gotta stop doing that. I can actually see what I'm doing. I'm just gonna break everything. Yes. Okay. I don't need to jump every hill. I can go up and down a hill without jumping it. Oh man. This thing kind of reminds me of like Dukes of Hazzards almost. Just throwing the General Lee right off a cliff. Oh, I made it. Oh, look at that. Successful. It only took 3 tries. Here we go. But this is just the most basic version. What I need to do is now give it some skin, some outside, so that it actually looks like a proper vehicle. I think I'm going to do that next episode. And yeah, so today we built a little vehicle. I don't quite have a name for it. I'm going to have a name for it once it's actually complete. And I'm going to hold that for now, because once it's complete and I tell you the name, I think you'll understand why I named it what I named it and why it's such a ridiculous name. But yeah, for right now, that's all I got. I'm gonna go ahead and ship out of here, and I'll catch you all tomorrow. Oh, and obligatory, remember to like, share, subscribe, do all the YouTubey things. Until then, cheers.